Good afternoon. Donna Taglianetti, and I want to welcome you this afternoon to this webinar for our outreach partners on Alice Saves. And just want to take a couple of seconds to do some introductions and review the agenda, and then we'll just dive into what's really going to be a pretty simple presentation today. We want to just give you a sort of big picture overview, update you on some stuff, and then get some questions back from you. And then what we want to do is to maybe do this periodically so that as you start working more with Alice Saves and things come up, we can meet as a group and talk about them and share sort of what works, what doesn't, and answer questions as you go along. So I thought maybe we could, there's two groups of people on the webinar today. There are our outreach partners, and then there are some folks from the various United Ways around the state. So I thought what we might do is do it by city, and so that we can hear from both the outreach partner and the United Way. So let's start at let's start in Waterbury.
Yep. And you'll have to unmute yourselves on the Zoom platform if you want to speak up.
Okay. So who's here from Waterbury today? You have to unmute yourself. And how?
Karen Mello, United Way, Waterbury.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Karen.
And is anybody here from, I think it's Odyssey, right? Or no, Staywell? Okay, we're gonna move on. Who's here from Hartford?
Laura O'Keefe from The Village.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
John Prescott and Kenneth Burley from United Way of Central and Northeastern Connecticut.
Hello. Is anyone here from Mutual Housing? Okay. Is Wyndham?
Hello, this is Merle Paczynski. I'm from the Wyndham Area Interfaith Ministry in Wyndham.
Hi.
Merle.
Hello.
Also working with United Way of Central and Northeastern Connecticut. New Haven?
Hello, it's Takima Robinson. We're here at the FEC and our staff here.
Hi, this is Brenda Moore with COBS, but again, we're here at the FEC in New Haven.
Again, Stacy Downer.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. And anybody here from United Way in New Haven? Okay. And I think Bridgeport and Norwalk. So, okay. Did everybody introduce themselves, or are we missing anybody?
Hi, this is Prima Wynn from Odyssey Family Executive Center of South Norwalk.
Oh, hi. So, is that everybody now? So I'm Donna Taglianetti, and I'm a consultant to the United Ways, and I've been working with them for a couple of years on Alice Saves, and setting up Alice Saves and sort of getting it off the ground. And with me is
I'm Josh Miller. I am in AmeriCorps Vista for Connecticut's United Ways, and I've been helping Donna with the Alice Saves initiative.
And Josh is sort of a go-to guy for questions. He has a lot of connections with the programs that are part of Alice Saves, and he can help you out with solving problems. So, slide.
Yes.
So we want to just do a couple of things today. We want to talk a little bit about why United Ways are interested in this and how United Ways got into it, where we are with this project. We want to talk about the specific programs that you are going to be promoting, the Savor Life program and Trust Plus, which is the new name of what used to be called Trusted Advisor. They changed their name yesterday. And then we want to talk a little bit about the logistics of how people register, how they get engaged in the program, point you to some resources that are available to you, and talk about how we're going to track progress. And then really we want to spend time listening to you and getting your questions. So United Ways have been working. In 2018, the United Ways produced the third Alice report. So now it's 10 years, I guess. They have been focused on this population of people who fall between the federal poverty line and what is considered to be the Alice threshold, which is kind of this budget that was developed that looked at what are the basic costs of living in Connecticut, what is absolutely necessary, and that's called the household survival budget. So Alice families are between the poverty level and this Alice threshold. 40% of households in Connecticut fall below that threshold. That's 10% of those families are in the federal poverty, are living at poverty or below, and 30% of those households are living between poverty and the Alice threshold. And you can see on the screen that that threshold, it kind of almost equates to 200% of poverty. It might be around 200% of poverty. It is a very basic budget. It includes basic expenses, nothing extra. It doesn't include savings, for example. But the two biggest expenses in the household survival budget are housing and childcare. And with childcare sometimes coming out to be a larger expense than housing, which is one of those reasons why it makes work an issue for some people, whether or not working is feasible given the high cost of childcare. One of the things that the Alice report pointed out was that while the concentration of people who are poor and who are Alice, while there are large concentrations in urban areas, sometimes I know in Hartford, for example, as high as 70% of the population falls beneath the Alice threshold. But what the report pointed out was how widespread this financial insecurity was. So for, I think it's like 138 of the 169 towns in Connecticut, 20% of households are below the Alice threshold. So it's pretty widespread. The issue is pretty widespread. Obviously, one of the reasons is because 45% of all jobs in Connecticut pay less than $20 an hour, which is below the hourly wage that's needed to support a family. And that's the result of the switch to the service economy. So this population is really a big focus of the work that United Ways do. There's a lot of effort to develop solutions that can help families both deal with short-term situations that come up and the long-term situations. The focus of Alice Saves, and you can switch the slide. The focus Oh, we're gonna do the video, sorry.
Yeah.
So we wanna show one of the promotional videos that's available to you that really talks about why this is important.
Here we go.
What would you do with $60? I'd spend it all on food for my grandkids, utilities, get a flashy birthday, things on my grandkids. But I always try to save the account. Get my phone bill, so I go all around. I would go out to dinner.
Okay. So the focus of Alice Saves is to really help people jumpstart their emergency savings.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I'll have to switch to the next slide.
There we go.
There we go.
No, up the top.
Top, I think. Yeah. Yes.
So the focus is on there we go.
There we go.
So the focus is on emergency savings and helping people jumpstart their emergency savings. As the video said, the reward is intended to be an incentive. It is intended to get people to start thinking about how they might save small amounts of money that make a difference in the long term. The importance of emergency savings and the lack of emergency savings for most families are two things that are really critical to always keep in mind. I just saw the recent a recent report that said last year 38% of residents in Connecticut put no money away, saved no money. So those short-term crises, financial crises that come up, are what start families on a downward spiral. It's this impact of snowballing. One crisis leads to another. It's the family who takes money from one bill that they have to pay to cover an emergency, and then they fall behind, and it just snowballs. That spiral creates these financial crises that can lead to really financial ruin for families. So the most interesting thing is that $250 worth of savings, according to the Federal Reserve, for families at this income level can make a really significant difference. It makes the difference between having a crisis and getting through a crisis. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to start thinking about how can they put a small amount of money away that's used to get them through those times when something unexpected happens. And those unexpected things can be as small as needing to buy a tire for their car to something much more significant. So we're going to talk about the two programs that we have put together: Savor Life, which is about kickstarting that savings, and Trust Plus, which is a program that has more of a long-term focus Actually, it really can go either way. I mean, Trust Plus is a financial coaching program. For many people, they get involved with Trust Plus because of a specific issue that they're trying to deal with right then. But the counselor, the coach at Trust Plus, is really working to have a more long-term outlook so that there's a long-term plan in place for how that family, that individual is going to deal with their financial life. So let's start talking about Savor Life.
Yep. So Savor Life is a nonprofit based in San Francisco, California. And it's an online savings program that has more than 15 years of experience helping people build a financial safety net. So Savor Life, it's now national. It operates in all 50 states, and it's really helped people save hundreds of thousands of dollars overall. So how does Savor Life work? What Savers do is, well, with our iteration of Savor Life, Alice Saves, savers who set aside $20 a month will receive a $10 match reward, $10 incentive for putting aside the $20 per month. And the goal is for savers to increase their savings balance. So they will receive the $10 match for a 6-month period for a total of $60 in match rewards over the first 6 months. In addition to that, there are some helpful tips on Savor Life's website that help people keep engaged, some articles and some emails that give like little bits of financial advice. And also, Savor Life has a program called Scratch and Save, where savers are eligible to enter these online scratcher contests and be rewarded with cash prizes if they save a certain amount of money every week. These prizes range from are either $5 or $20, and there are 200 winners of Scratch and Save per week. The only little catch with that is that in order to receive the Scratch and Save award, someone would have to sign up for PayPal in addition to linking their bank account. So how do you sign up for Savor Life? To get started, savers will securely link their bank account or savings account to Savor Life. Savor Life's platform will connect to an expanded network of more than 9,000 banks and credit unions across the United States. And you can find a list of banks in Connecticut on ctalicesaves.org. And then people could also link their PayPal account if they'd prefer to receive the match that way, or if they'd like to play Scratch and Save, as I mentioned before. And we recognize that some of our clients are unbanked, so we just we want to make sure that they find an option that works best for them. The eligibility requirements for Savor Life. To sign up, one needs to be over 18 years old and have a valid email account. And to earn rewards, they need to enter the online credentials for their bank, the user password, and it's very secure for them to do that. Savor Life has it can only view the transaction amounts that are displayed in savers' accounts. They don't have access to any funds, and they don't store any personal information or any other identifying information. And the savers can check their bank account at any time, which will deny Savor Life feature access. So now that you've learned all about Savor Life, this program, we'd like to give you an update on how it's doing so far. I'm happy to report that Savor Life, well, Alice Saves, I should say, is off to a good start. We have 515 members of Alice Saves, and 280 of those have linked their bank account and begun their savings journey, and they have an average savings collectively of $1,356. So this program has really helped people develop a savings habit. And then there's a total savings for our program of $141,575, according to the current metrics. To register for Alice Saves, we invite you to direct savers to ctalicesaves.org. Again, savers can securely link their existing bank account or PayPal account to Savor Life just by entering their online credentials.
Show that?
Yeah, and let me show you the ctalicesaves.org sign up page. Just a second. So the is ctalicesaves.org. You can also type in this URL, alice.ctunitedway.org/AliceSaves, and that will take you to the sign up page to sign up for Alice Saves. So you just sort of click on the sign up page, scroll down. There's a little information about Savor Life and Trust Plus at the top, and someone would just type in their name, first name, last name. It's optional to, I think, to type in how they heard about Alice Saves, and they will type in an email and a zip code and just submit the form to sign up for Alice Saves. And after that, they'll be taken to Savor Life's website. Let's see. And then I think that's it for me for Savor Life. I'm going to hand it off to Donna now to present on Trust Plus.
So both of these are really simple programs to join. That's the one of the reasons that we selected them, their reputation, but also the ease of use. Trust Plus is an online financial coaching program. It is very much like any other in-person financial coaching program. It's about a coach building a relationship with an individual or more than one person sometimes. It is available via Skype or via telephone. All the counselors, all of the coaches on Trust Plus speak both English and Spanish. Anyone who, when you sign up, you get to select a coach. You get sort of a number of coaches. You get to see their pictures and read a little bit about their bios, and you can select one that you think works best with you. The first time somebody registers for Trust Plus, they are asked to enter some basic information about themselves and their current situation. They are asked to allow Trust Plus to pull a credit report. It's not required. It's also a soft pull, so it doesn't go against them. It's not a requirement that they pull a credit report, but it certainly helps the financial coach really zero in on what some of the issues are. And financial coaching knows sometimes the person comes in and may not present the entire picture of their financial situation. The credit report helps get a better handle, the coach get a better handle on the situation. In that first session or that first sign up, they select a coach. Once they select a coach, they're given an option of the coach's availability. So this program is available on weekdays, after work, before work, and on weekends. So it is a very accessible program for people, and that schedule might help them decide which coach that they're going to choose as well. But once they choose a coach, they then will be able to schedule their first session with the coach. They schedule that session online, and then that first session is over. They'll get some reminders either through text or email about their appointment and about some things they might think about for that first meeting. And then when they have the first meeting, it is a review of their current situation, the development of some financial goals, and the development of action steps that will get that they will take prior to the next time they sit down or talk with a financial coach. The coach's role is to help the individual figure out what it is they need, what they want, try to guide them and support them and encourage them as they sort of start taking these small steps that lead to solutions for the financial issues that they have. This has been a very successful program. Trust Plus, which is part of an organization called Neighborhood Trust Financial Partners, which is an organization out of New York, has been doing Trust Plus for many years. The primary focus of Trust Plus is we're getting used to saying that new name.
Yep.
Primary focus is working with employers, but they do have some programs like ours in which they're working with community organizations. But they're working with some major employers across the country. Clients in the program have reduced their debt by over $4 million since 2016. But there's also a lot of information that they will provide. So there are sort of hard financial outcomes. People reduce debt, people improve their credit score, but there is also a lot of information about ways in which people have changed their behavior, changed their attitudes. So here it talks about 92% having more confidence in making financial decisions. There's a lot of evidence of people being better employees, for example. Their attendance at work is better. Their feelings about their employer or the organization that they're working with are more trusting. They are able to take steps on their own that they never have taken before. So it's got both financial impact as well as behavioral impact. Again, this is a very simple program. We're actually going to do Trust Plus a little bit different with you guys. Each of you will get a text to number or word that people can use to register. So they'll text Trust Plus and they'll get taken to the registration page where they will do that very basic, select a financial coach, schedule a first appointment, give permission if they want for somebody to pull their credit, for Trust Plus to pull their credit report, and then the next step will be to meet with a financial coach. One of the things that we'll talk about again later is that you can decide what that text to phrase or number is for your organization, or we can assign it to you, but we want to get that done so that those are set up for you in the next couple of weeks.
So now that we've explained Alice Saves, the big question is, what can you as partner agencies do for Alice Saves? And the main thing is that we want you to promote Alice Saves for clients. That can include a variety of things, variety of methods of promoting Alice Saves, such as press releases, community events, email blasts to your clients, whatever. And I did want to show you that on the Alice Connecticut United Way's website, we have a partner agency toolkit. So let me just go over to that. So this is the Join the Alice Saves Partnership. Also has the video we showed you earlier. And there are a list of cool links for you to check out, such as there's a PDF about Alice Saves security, frequently asked questions. There's a sign-up guide for Savor Life that they've given us. We have some promotional flyers in English and Spanish. And we'll be posting the PowerPoint that I'm showing you, and we also have an old webinar up here. I think we could replace that with a new one. So yeah, definitely check these links out when you're thinking about Alice Saves.
So those are all the tools that you can use. I mean, we have developed a set of materials, flyers, sign-up guides, social media posts, press releases. All of those are there for you to use. You can customize those. You can, we can customize those for you as well if you need some help with that. We can add your logos, for example. But we're also open to what other tools you might need. So many of these things were developed in response to United Ways, who said, I get a lot of questions about security. I need something to hand out that talks about security. So we developed a one-pager on security. So those are things that we're open to if you have a particular need or an idea about what would be helpful. We're open to hearing from you about that. I can't guarantee you that we're going to do every single flyer that you want, but if it's something that more than one organization can benefit from in some way, then we'll certainly consider it. We're working with a marketing firm called Leverage, who has been very helpful in getting these materials out and up and out to everybody pretty quickly. So as we go on, we're open to hearing from you. I want to just talk about tracking progress. So it's taking us some time to get this set up, and we apologize for this because we're at the mercy of other organizations. But by March 1st, we should have reporting links available. So what you will get are two links, one for Savor Life and one for Trust Plus. Said the Trust Plus link is really going to be a text-to number that you can use. We can put them on flyers, for example, and that will be how people register for Trust Plus. And once they use your text-to number, that their participation will be tracked, and we'll be able to provide you a report specifically on the individuals that you have registered. For Savor Life, you will have a separate URL or an individualized URL that will be used on your promotional material. And when people click on that link, they will then be brought to a page at Savor Life that will actually have your logo on it, as it will also on Trust Plus. It will say the program is being brought to you by Connecticut United Ways and people will register there, and then that information for those people at Savor Life, you will be able to get a report. Actually, the reports are real time, so we'll probably distribute those reports once a week or every other week. And that report will provide you with information that is that talks about the numbers of people enrolled, the demographics of people who are enrolled, but also the amount of money that has been saved, the average savings, the consistency of savings. And then there are some other, when people log into Savor Life, they complete a survey. And so you'll be able to see the results of that survey, which down the road they'll be asked to complete again so we can compare. And that survey has to do more with the sort of behavioral economics side of things. So these links will be available by March 1st. We'll be in touch with each of you individually so that you have the correct link so that we're able to track everybody. So I think we want to open it up to questions from you now. So we're going to unmute you so that we can take questions.
I think people might have to unmute themselves individually if they want to ask a question. I don't know if I have that option for my screen, but.
Okay. So does anyone have a question?
I have a couple of questions. This is Merle in Wyndham. Is that okay for more than one?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great, thank you. One thing that I was curious about was, do folks receive their $10 match per $20 saved each month or at the end of the 6-month period?
Yeah, they get their match at the end of the 6-month period. So the little contests, and Josh talked about the scratch and save, there's a couple of other kinds, they run these little contests all the time. Those rewards come more quickly. So if you get a scratch and save and you win $5, that will happen relatively quickly. But the $10 match only happens at the end of 6 months.
Great.
I was just telling Josh this week that I just got I registered because I wanted to see how this worked, and I just got my $60 last week.
It came in like 6 payments of 10.
6 payments of $10, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be a lump sum, but now it comes in 6 little payments of 10, so.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm off to a good start.
Yep.
Very good. My other, if you don't mind, another question, and if anyone wants to interrupt with questions, I don't want to take over people's time, but I was curious about the PayPal option. I was talking with a client of mine, and she was right. PayPal is generally, if I'm not mistaken, set aside as a spending option, right? It's connected to a lot of e-commerce, and it's kind of the antithesis of a savings account. Any thoughts about that? I mean, have you discovered that PayPal does still tend to work as a savings medium?
It's used by a lot of Savor Life clients. So, particularly, I mean, Josh has done a really good job of providing on that resource page a list of affordable banking products so that if somebody doesn't have an account, there's some options, both traditional banking options and some online options. But the PayPal savings account is used by a lot of people. So you have to sign up. You have to sign up for that, but it is an option on PayPal.
Great.
Yeah, you will have to sign up for a PayPal account. And I'm not 100% sure, but the person might have to link their bank account to their PayPal. I'm not totally sure. But
so there's a PayPal savings.
There's PayPal savings.
Yeah, there's PayPal.
That could go to. Okay, that's good for me to clear up with you. But yeah, PayPal savings would be a good option for people.
That seems to work. Okay. And
Yeah.
if I gave one more question just about some of the data you were showing us. You talked about in Connecticut already there are 515 members and 280 savers. So what are the differences? What, 300 and something? I can't do the math, but what are those other people? What does it mean to be a member and not a saver?
Well, I mean, members are people who have gone to the site and registered. What they haven't done is link their bank account. So it turns out that nationally, that's kind of common. That's, in fact, more common nationally than it is in Connecticut. So one of the things that we are working on is staying in touch with those 300 people to encourage them to link their account. So they may be using the site, they may be using the tools on the site, they may be deciding whether or not they want to start saving, but they haven't actually taken that step of linking an account. So we'll continue to work on those people to try to get them to register, to convert them.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Donna. This is Brenda Moore. I have a few questions.
Sure.
You can hear me? Okay, good. So the first question is, once those links are assigned to the organizations, can we place the address on the flyers, the link address?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then can those links be converted to a QR code?
I assume so. I don't know enough about that, though, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I can find that out for you.
Okay, and then the last question is, because we've been initiating the LSA since January, and we have some people who have signed up. Now, will we be able to track those people once the tracking starts March 1st?
Well, we will
Can we go
try.
back?
We will try. I mean, we will work with each of you. If you have people that you know that you've registered, we will try to get Savor Life to move people into your report. But I mean, I want to be honest with you, it is not the easiest process in the world. So I'm not 100% sure how that will work, but we'll work with you on trying to make that happen for you.
Okay. All right,
I mean, we will always, we can track everybody by zip code, for example.
Okay.
We get a report of all of Connecticut by zip code. That might be another option that we can use if you have people who aren't showing up. So we can figure it out. We'll work with you on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions?
Hi, this is Karen in Waterbury. I wanted to ask about the rewards. For claiming the reward, do you have to, I believe it's an email. I just wanted to clarify at the end of the 6 months that you get an email and you need to claim that $60?
Yes. Yeah. You have to claim
Okay.
it. You don't need, I mean, you do get an email to remind you, but if you look at your dashboard,
Okay.
On SavorLife.org.
when you sign up for Savor Life, you get a dashboard.
Okay.
If you look at your dashboard, it also will tell you that the rewards are there to be claimed.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
so
then
it's not something that gets, sorry, go ahead.
There's some options. You have to tell them where you want the rewards to go.
To go. Okay. Right. It doesn't automatically get deposited into your account.
They cannot deposit in your account.
Okay. You have to like claim it and tell them where to send it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then the second question was, I know we have a couple of partners here in Waterbury that didn't make it on today's presentation. Is there any way we can get a copy of the presentation out to them?
Yeah, I could email you slides, Karen. I think I'll also with Annie's permission, I'll post these slides online. So.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll definitely reach out to any organization that isn't here today. Yeah.
Okay, super. Thanks.
Other questions? Okay. So what we were thinking we would do is, does somebody have a question? So what we're thinking that we might do is we certainly can have somebody from Savor Life do a call with you if you have more in-depth questions as time goes on, or somebody from Trust Plus can be on the phone. Trust Plus, the participation rate, by the way, we want to just let you know that the participation rate in Trust Plus is fairly low, and it's not unanticipated. So the way that Trust Plus has told us is that when they work with a defined group of people, they expect 4 to 6% of those people to register for Trust Plus. So if we have 300 savers in Connecticut, the expectation is that there are only going to be between 12 and, what did I say, 18 people who actually register for Trust Plus. And we're sort of finding that to be true. We're working hard to increase that, but we're finding that that's true. So just to sort of manage your expectations about Trust Plus, I hope you can beat that, but just to manage your expectations, just know that the engagement there is lower. So we can set up some calls with those people if you have, if you're interested and you want to get a more detailed perspective from them.
Can I ask a question about Trust Plus? I'm sorry, this is Merle again. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just wondered, there was an early presentation I had seen online in the toolkit I had looked at sometime. It had said these advisors would be with you for as long, with whoever signs up, for as long as you want their assistance, well beyond that 6 months. Is that still correct?
Yep, once a member of Trust Plus, you are considered to be a member forever, and they will, and they do have people. I think that just from my own experience of working in financial coaching programs, it isn't much different than typical financial coaching programs. There is a fairly high dropout rate or drop-off rate. People will have 2, 3, 4 sessions, and then it sort of tapers off. But they might come back when they have another crisis or another financial issue pop up. So it's good to have that available. Right. Somebody will decide to buy a car and want some advice about how to finance it, and so they'll come back.
A great promotional option, I guess, when we're out there talking about, the money is a great piece, but sometimes I say, but actually having somebody with the knowledge to talk to could be also a lifesaver, if I may. So I think we can use that as a strong promotional tool as well.
One thing that is not on the site right now, by the way, is that we don't have separate promotional materials on Trust Plus, right?
I did get some for Trust Plus. They sent me a flyer that they have, so I could post that onto the partner agency page as well.
So that's something we're developing. We want to do more promotion of just Trust Plus. So we'll be back in touch with you to see if you're interested in doing a call with Savor Life or a call with Trust Plus, and then we will schedule another call for this group, and we can use that call to do that, but we'll schedule another call for this group in a few months to sort of check in, touch base, and see where everybody is. Okay? So unless there's any more questions, I want to thank everybody for being here today and for committing to help people in your, engage with your organization to help them begin that journey of to financial security. And it, as we said, I think, Josh, your contact information, you want to just put that up?
Yep.
So feel free to reach out to the United Way contact person in your area, which I think we've given each of you, or to call Josh or email Josh with any questions or problems that pop up, and we'll do our best to, or any ideas actually, and we'll do our best to work with you to get those things resolved. So thank you, and happy Valentine's Day, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Yep. Thanks all for participating.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.